here I've got this shape. I probably trace from like here, or I do trace from here, and I traced odd. So for odd, it's the good one, or at least the way I trace it. So do that. Probably be better to put this scallop kite in the back, but I usually just bring it to the front and then solve scallop kite. Here we've got this edge in this corner and this corner. This is just two slices, so slice there, and then here, I think the normal way is even sliced, but just pair this up and then this 3 slice block, and then preserve this edge, and then just D2 into the back, and then this PLO plus 1, which I do like this. ABF.
So this is the second scramble, pair and 5-1. I traced even on this, and even for me it's just a regular L, so I'll do U2, do that, and then do scallop kite. While doing that, I was looking at blue, so I see these 3 blues. But while I'm looking at blue, I also noticed that there's no green corners on top. So when I check the bottom, I see these green headlights, and my first block is just going to be an M2, like that. Then this is an easy 4 slice second block. I'll just put this down, and then do this nice 3 slice case, like this bar. And the block up top, this, and now just do an M2. I did the D2 first, because I wanted to solve the ADF, and now I just have a J-bar.
Okay, this is the second scramble. I saw the 5-1 case, so I did in this way to form the scallop kite. I did a U2 on the top, and next solve the scallop kite in this way. Then I noticed the first block was my blue block, so I did an M2 and preserved in this way. Next I did the second block. I noticed the green block, so I did in this way. From the 2 corners, next separate the edge, and next put all together with M2. Next I solved all the blocks, and next I did the CPDF. When these 2 corners are only permutate each other, I can predict is a C-perm at the final. So I did the algorithm and the C-perm.
So here I traced even for CSP, which is the good solution for me. So I would probably hold it from here, and then do a 6 on top, and then scallop kite like that. Then I'm seeing headlights and this edge, so just M2 that down, and then we see our second block case, and I will do that like that. Notice this edge gets solved, so when we'll pair that up, we're going to solve this front edge, and then immediately do a D2. Noticing we have this nice 6 slicer for PLL plus 1.
Okay, this is Scramble 2. Okay, so I traced, what even did I trace? Even, which is, it's the good case anyway. Well, what stands out to me is that when I do 1 slice for scallop kite, I'll have all the blue second block pieces like paired, well, not paired together. It'll make like a first block, but with the corners swapped, like all together. on the scallop kite, which will be kind of like broken afterwards, but they're easy to track. So what I'll end up having is this corner and this edge like paired wrong in these back two spots, and then this corner will be in the front. So I can do like a slice straight away and then just finish my first block from there. So I'll do U2 scallop kite and then bring this up and then yeah, finish my second block. Here, yeah, I can influence one of the DB edges by here, because I can do like, so here to solve this cube shape, not cube shape, to solve this second block I have to do like slice U prime slice. But there's lots of ways I can do that, because all I have to do is keep this corner in the back. So there's like, oh, my ringer. All I have to do is keep this corner in the top. So there's actually like 3 ways I can solve this second block, because I could have the corner here and do that, or I could have it here, or I could have it back here. So if I put it here and I do slice U prime slice, it'll put this edge into the DB spot, and then it'll stay there after I finish the second block. So I'll do that, and that leaves me with a 7 slice OPL plus 1. So it goes like that, yeah.
Alright, so for this one I don't really see anything for first block, so I just solve cube shape as normal. And then right away I see this blue first block. Even though 3 slices, I just go into it anyway because it's really quick to recognize and execute, like that. And then for second block, I can see this orange down here and I know it's going to solve to the back. I'm going to solve it like this. And then I just have this nice 6 slice BL plus 1.
Now to the second solve. So I traced the CSP, and this is one is odd, quite easy indeed. You just do -5, you get the scallop right there, and the line, just to bring it up. So I noticed that I have this, and in scallop kite, you have this part, this whole part, in kite scallop from the back, you have this whole part being preserved. So yeah, I just do it. And then I proceed to take this piece down, pair it up with this one, like this, and then pair the whole thing. So then I see this block, and I think that I noticed that this piece was gonna be there, and that I would have to do a bar flip. Yeah, exactly. So I'm here, and just the PL plus 1, which is a 6 slicer. Quite nice case.
Okay, so this was the next scramble. I immediately turned like this to trace it because I feel more comfortable tracing it like this. And I traced odd, which for me odd is this kind of standard solution. And as I was executing it, I didn't see much, which is why I kind of like paused to look at the pieces. And I actually didn't notice this block. I instead noticed the orange block, which I do by pairing these two up and then pairing it to the corner. And to improve my look at it, I force the insertion of this block, so I keep the red piece up, and I immediately notice, so these two are here, last one isn't here, so I assume it's at the back, and I can immediately go into executing it. I notice that this is paired up. I don't see the blue piece, so it can be either here or here. At the time, I actually don't know. As I'm doing it, I actually hadn't noticed. But so as I insert it, I see that obviously the blue piece doesn't pop up, which means I have a PLL case, which is an A-perm, and so I go directly into executing the A-perm. Now, unfortunately, the mistake I did here was cancelling the bar flip with D. Had I cancelled with U, I would have cancelled the AUF. Instead, I cancelled with D, which meant I was left with this, so I had to do U to D, AUF, ADF.
In this scramble we have pair 5-1, and it's also even parity. Now for the first block we will get this corner and the other two pieces of the first block here paired on the top layer, but the corners will be flipped incorrectly. Also, by planning the edge of the second block, it's gonna be here in the front after we've finished with the first block. So we'll do something like this to go into scallop kite again, and then just solving it this way. Now if you pay attention, this edge moved here, but we can just solve the first block this way. Here I'm looking ahead the corners, and now I can see that we get this very annoying case that can actually be solved in a really smart way. So the way you can do it is, instead of creating the block and then inserting it and then doing the DB edge, you can just pair the DBR corner to the DB edge by doing something like this. And that way you'll see that you get a very simple case. Now in this case we will get a PLL, but you can just do this second block case, including the DB edge, with only 5 slices. And this is part of the method called RSP that I'm almost finished developing. And now we just get an H-perm, which is double NN, UAUF, and the cube is solved.